Hey everybody, welcome back to the Brandy Yvonne channel. Of course, I'm your girl Brandy Yvonne. Y'all already know here at my channel we do fun reviews, discussions, and recaps some of our favorite shows. This video we are talking Love and Marriage DC, OWN's new show. Looks like it could be a hit. Let me know what y'all think in the comments, okay? I apologize, I know I'm a couple days late. I am slowly catching up on all my videos on the YouTube space. Anyway, before we get started, hit that thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button, share and comment. Let me know what you think of Love and Marriage DC. Also comment on the Love and Marriage Huntsville. I did post that yesterday. So check that out if you didn't already, okay? We're still talking Ready to Love. I've been watching all the interviews, so we can even go back and talk about that, y'all, because y'all know that drama ain't never done, right? Anyway, let's get into this premiere episode of Love and Marriage DC. Highly anticipated show, right? We see Monique Samuels is back. She was on the Real Housewives of Potomac formerly. She got into a little scuffle with Miss Candace. I have not ever reviewed Real Housewives of Potomac. When they come back, I do plan to review them, and I will give you guys my overall opinion of the Candace and Monique thing is that I don't condone violence. However, Candace was getting into her face and preparing herself to fight, and so she asked, and she was given what she got. But anyway, we're not here to talk Potomac Housewives. We're here to talk Love and Marriage DC. But I just wanted to give y'all my little 2 cents on that. Let me know if you are a Real Housewives of Potomac fan, what you thought about Monique's journey there and her new journey on this new show. Anyway, this is episode 1, season 1, of course. Welcome to the Chocolate City, okay? We already been all up in the Chocolate City with the Ready to Love, but here we go, right? So, episode starts out with Monique talking about DC and how it is in DC and all that. She's like, you may know her from Lazy Mom podcast and whatever her essential line is. I forgot the name of it, y'all. Anyway, and she was like, or that other show. And in the beginning, for me, she was talking about Potomac a little too much, although I just talked about it a bunch right here myself. But I was like, I hope we're not going to harp on everything from Potomac. But I wouldn't mind if Karen came to visit Monique then, a couple times down to the real Love and Marriage DC, or Ashley, since she says she still is friends with Ashley and Karen. She said it on Carlos's talk show. Anyway, so they do show Monique. She's having like some kind of event. I forgot what the event was for, but she also introduces us to her friends who are going to be on the show as well. The other 2 couples on the show. So we're going to have Ashley, who's married to DJ Quicksilver. And I was like, wait, DJ Quick? But then I looked it up, I was like, oh, Quicksilver, different Quick, okay. But I mean, he's got his own great things going on in his own regards. And then, so it's Ashley and Quick, and then Jamie and then Raina, okay. And then Winter comes. I'm thinking Winter is like the destiny of this franchise. And Winter got her head shaved on one side, okay, and they were like, oh, she doing something drastic with her hair, she got something going on. And that's usually true. When a woman drastically changes her hair, sometimes about 8 times out of 10 there's something going on in her life, usually her love life, y'all. Anyway, so I don't remember what kind of event Monique had going on, but she had mostly women there. Maybe it's like a women's empowerment or something, I don't know. Anyway, Ashley came, Irena came, Winter came. Winter was presenting, and Monique is like, Winter's speech and her story is going to really change lives up in here. So Winter got on there, and Winter was telling it all, okay? She was having confessions. She was like, yeah, I was recently married, and I found out my husband was cheating on me, and she was married to somebody in the NFL, and I think this is her second husband. He didn't cheated on her, and I just think it's so bad. I'm gonna try to edit that out, I promise. So anyway, so Winter, everybody's like, dang, because we was not expecting all that top of the show, first 5 minutes. So Winter been through it, and we gonna hear more about Winter's story. I guess we learned later on through the previews that the guy's like 60, and he moved back into his mom and dad basement, and turned out he was in the basement the whole time, and She's only married to him for a year and a half, and she'd already been married once. I'm like, what you got a lot going on, girl. You got a lot going on. And I think we're gonna meet the guy in this season. I'm like, ooh, child. So it looked good. It looked good for winter storyline, right? So anyway, Ashley brings up how Irena's 26th year anniversary to Jamie is coming up, and they're having a big old anniversary party, and everybody's excited. Monique and Ashley want them to do like a Q&A. Irena's like, no, we having a party. We not doing all that. And so Ashley reminds Irena that she was like, she said she was like 10, her and Monique were like 10 and 12 when Irena got married. And so like, they're always harping on Irena being older, but Irena is like 48, and Irena looks good. Did they say she's 48 or 58? I think she's 48. And Irena does look good, but I'm like, how old is Monique and Ashley then? Maybe they in their mid to late 30s then. I don't know. Anyway, I have to look at the age of everybody, y'all. So anyway, and Irena does look beautiful. Irena says she's TikTok famous. They show her and her husband at the house, and they do have a son named Jason who's blind. And they're telling, Irena's like, we're getting ready for the anniversary party. She tells him she got him a suit. And she's like, on the first, it's going to be cold. And he's like, what if it's hot that day? He's just funny, the son Jason. And the mom lives with them. Her mom lives with them. She was cooking up some shrimp, looked like. Then Jamie came down the stairs. And then they all sat down to eat. And they talk about the anniversary party. And she was like, oh, I invited little Jamie to the anniversary party. She's like, I know y'all don't want to hear about little Jamie, but I invited him to the anniversary party. And we find out that big Jamie and little Jamie got a little tension because basically this little Jamie don't be wants to his dad. Little Jamie want to do whatever he want to do, and they just always had a lot of tension since little Jamie was a teenager. So at first I'm like, the whole episode's like, what is little Jamie doing wrong? Like, what did he do? What did he do? So anyway, we find out later on in the episode what he's got going on. But anyway, we'll get to that. So they're talking about the anniversary party. Okay, then let me go back over to Monique and Chris. I'm just going to go out of order and talk about, because the episode was just introducing us to everybody, so it don't really matter if we go in order or not today, okay? So Monique and Chris are at their house and talking about being back on reality TV, and Chris said, he gives the kids bath, he feed them, he do this. He feel like he doing all he need to do as a man and a husband, okay? And I'm like, okay, Chris, that's how men are. Yeah, I know. That's how men are. And, sometimes we just got to give them they 2 little brownie points and move on, okay? So, anyway. Then we see Chris talk. Oh, he's supposed to be working out with his trainer. He's working out with his trainer. And Monique coming there. She's like, oh, you ain't lifting nothing. You need to be lifting more than that. I can lift more than that. I ain't worked out in this many years. You need to be doing that. And then she said how Chris will complain about his back hurting. And he don't be wanting to exercise, so he'll just go to chiropractor and get his back, rubbed out instead of putting in the work of exercising and all that. And so, and that Chris is kind of lazy, okay? Chris, as we know, was a pro NFL player for the Washington, D.C. team. So anyway, so Monique came in there fussing with Chris. And I was like, girl, let that man work out. Quit coming there fussing. So anyway, he escorted her out of the room. And so anyway, but it was a funny scene. And so anyway, after he got done working out, he said he was going to take some packages for her and all that. And they talk about the anniversary coming up and how they wanted Irena and Jamie to do a Q&A, but they're not really, interested in doing that. And they want to know how to make it to the amount of years that Irena and Jamie's been married. Monique and Chris have been married like 10 years, okay? And they want to make it another 10 years. Monique says that her and Chris are at this weird place in their relationship and they need to fix it and all this stuff. And she doesn't want to be like her parents who got divorced at like after 23 years. And she doesn't want to be like Chris and Chris's parents because they're just more like friends, okay? I guess we'll have to see how the season goes on if Chris and Monique really have issues. Because to me, I'm not seeing the full issues. But I'm not in their life and their bodies and their marriage. So I can't say wholeheartedly. But for me, I'm not seeing the full issue. Like as Monique, sometimes as women, we be wanting the whole package to be perfect. And sometimes it's hard to take the good with the bad. I don't know. I don't know. I don't fully see everything Chris is doing that's such a problem. No, he's not emotionally available. What man is. Also, if you didn't work on these things from the beginning, it's kind of hard to make changes going along. But I don't know. Maybe some things we're not seeing and we'll see further along in the season. Right now, it's kind of hard to really see what Monique's issues are with the marriage for me. But let me know what y'all think in the comments. So anyway, we see Quicksilver and Ashley at their house, and Ashley saying she got to do XYZ. She's trying to get her book together. She dropped out of school. She married Quick, and they had kids. She feel like she's had to put her dreams on the back burner. Quick said he got to do the podcast. He got to do XYZ. He got to DJ. He got to syndicate a show. He got to do all this. And she's like, no, I need you to support me the way I've supported you and your dreams, everything you got going on, okay? And then the little girl, oh my God, their kids are so cute. But the little girl had me cracking up because the Quick was in the kitchen trying to make his tea. And Ashley was like, are you going to come join us at the table? Like, what you going to do? He said, I'm trying to make my tea. And the little girl was like, you need to take me to school? You need to make my breakfast? She was going off. She was so cute and funny, though. So anyway, the kids left, and they're talking, and Quick and Ashley are talking, and Quick feels bad that he's spread so thin and he can't be more of a support to Ashley in the household because Ashley feels like she has to do everything as most women do, and she just wants to have more support. And Quick said he wants to do better. He wants to put the family first. He just wishes he could balance it more, but he wants to try. So that's great. They're gonna try. Okay. So then we get to another scene where Irena takes little Jamie to buy a car, but she says she's not paying for the car. She's just taking him to help him look at the cars at the car lot and help him pick out a car. So Irena does have a heart-to-heart with little Jamie about, some of the past decisions he's made, and, the family, Granny, and his dad, and, his dad are scared, like, what if they get the phone call that little Jamie's not coming home that night, and, he's into all these things, and they're being vague in this scene, not saying exactly what little Jamie's doing, right? And so, saying that, she wants him to do better. She wants him to really, be there and all this stuff, come to the anniversary party and just change his life around. So little Jamie seemed to really receive it, and seeing his mom tear up like that, I think really affected him. And he said he's going to try to do better. He's going to come to the anniversary party. He ends up getting a car and they drive off. Okay. Then we get to the anniversary party. The anniversary party looks cool. It's in a weird... That's been some kind of restaurant. I don't know. Like, the space didn't seem that big to me where it was. But anyway, looked like a good party. Everybody looked good. I wasn't the biggest fan of Monique's dress, but her and Chris looked good. Ashley and Quick looked good as well. And then Irena and Jamie came in, and they looked really nice. And little Jamie hadn't got there yet. Big Jamie's like, oh, yeah, he ain't coming. You could tell he's that tough dad. Like, he stayed on little Jamie's behind. And so then, they're like, celebrating and all that. And everyone at the table is trying to ask them, like, how did you get to 26 years? How do you guys communicate? How do you deal with issues? And they're like, we're not doing this Q&A. And I don't blame them. Like, it would be nice to get the advice. I agree with everybody on that tip. But if they don't have a night off, let them enjoy their 9-day partying, right? So anyway, little Jamie does make an appearance. He came up the stairs. What looks like, I guess, was his girlfriend. And so everybody's like, look, he came, I told you. And then Big Jamie's like, okay, I'm glad to see little Jamie came. Like, that really was good, but I hope he don't do nothing stupid or crazy while here. So I'm like, dang, like, what do little Jamie be doing? What did he be doing? And so then Big Jamie and little Jamie had like a heart-to-heart, and little Jamie said, I understand why you stay on me, some of the decisions I made, and I don't want to end up dead or in jail, and I know I need to get together, and I need to do this, and I need to do that. And Big Jamie was like, the reason why I'm so tough on you, I guess he says in his confessional, because his dad was on him like that, and so he already knows, like, he tells little Jamie it's only two paths, you either, the way you're moving right now, you're either dead or in jail, which is true, right? And so, he said, I just want the best for you. That's all I want. That's why I stay on you like this, because I love you. I truly do love you. We'll do anything for you. I want the best for you. I just want you to get together. So little Jamie seemed like he needed to hear that I love you part from his dad. Maybe that's the part he's not getting. And again, men can be so tough. Like, you need to do this and do that, and not give that love and emotional part that sometimes a kid may need or a wife may need. And so I think that's one thing little Jamie needed to hear in that moment. And he said, I really appreciate you saying that you love me. Like, I need to hear that more often. And Big James received it. And he said he would try to do that more often. And Big James said his confessional, little Jamie trying to get on the right path, stop smoking, get it together, stop hanging out with the wrong crowd. He going to fully support him. So anyway, so I guess little Jamie is getting involved with the wrong things. We do see in the previews that I guess he's talking to a lawyer about some of his legal situations he didn't have. And so I guess little Jamie's getting involved into the wrong things. He is an adult, and he did let his dad know that, I'm an adult now. I want you guys kind of still treat me like a kid. And they just don't want him going off into the, the wrong paths and things. And he don't have to. He look out all the opportunity he has. His parents are obviously well established. They could probably help him accomplish any goal he wanted to accomplish. So I don't know why. Why he's probably just going through that young rebellious phase or something. I don't know. But that's good that he has his parents in his life and that his dad is staying on him. And hopefully he can really get through to little Jamie. Really hope that can happen. Seems like little Jamie might turn it around, right? So anyway. Then we see Monique and Chris back at their house, and they're saying how, they didn't want to talk about their marriage stuff there. And Monique did make the sly little comment like, oh, maybe the secret is not to talk about what the issues they have going on, like keep it a secret. And I'm like, okay, what's she trying to say? But anyway, then Monique and Chris get to fussing, and I kind of feel like we were talking in circles. I guess Chris was supposed to do a list. They were doing Chris had a life coach, some woman, I forgot the girl's name. And so the life coach was then going to Monique and trying to help Chris and trying to work on helping them together. Okay. And so I guess they had an assignment, and Chris was supposed to write a list of things about himself because Monique feels like she doesn't know him on a deeper level. But I'm like, y'all been married 10 years, so what do you mean? But I don't know. Maybe she feels like she knows more of the physical and not the emotional things. I don't know. So then I guess he's supposed to do a list, and he had a week to do it, and he blew it off. He never did it. So in a month or 3 months, he still hasn't done it. And Monique is like, why did you not do it? Just admit that you didn't want to do it because we weren't meeting with whatever the coach's name was. I can't remember now, y'all. And so you just blew it off because you didn't want to do it. And so then he was like, okay, Monique, fine, you're right. But then she was like, no, don't do that. She, it's typical husband and wife argument where, she wanted him to take a level of accountability and responsibility. And I get it, when you're supposed to be. So what Monique's position is, she feels like he's not really putting in the work. And she feels like it's always the same thing for the last 10 years. He's not putting in the work. He's not showing who he truly is. He's not fully being a part of the team because he's not putting in the work to make the marriage better and to grow. And so I could get that being as one of their issues. Once we got to the end of the episode, I kind of seen more of what Monique's issues were with the marriage. Okay. I just pray and hope that she doesn't let this show ruin her marriage, because as we see all the time, reality shows blow up marriages, they ruin marriages. So hopefully it doesn't ruin anyone's marriages here. All of the couples look really cool. Look like we got some good storylines happening. Looks like it's gonna be a good season in the previews. Y'all let me know what y'all think. The only thing that's kind of weird, I guess we're only focusing on Love and Marriage, hence the name of the show. I'm saying that because Love and Marriage Huntsville, they started out with a certain thing they were doing. They were building houses, doing real estate, trying to build up a community. They had the whole comeback group. So that was the focus of the show, how it started, but obviously it transitioned to something else. So maybe Love and Marriage DC is just starting out straight on Love and Marriage and not trying to start out with the project situation. I don't know. Maybe they'll develop a project as the season goes on. I don't know. Maybe we don't necessarily need a project. Maybe we just look at their marriages. I just don't want to ruin the marriages because of this reality show. I want to keep the marriages intact. Okay, but let me know what y'all think about this new show. Are you gonna watch it? Are you in it? You see some good storylines? Anyway, I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye.